I would check myself into a mental hospital today, but I have things to do.
Like your dogs? Today we are going to once again be discussing Denise Frazier, a woman who simply refuses to stop doing inappropriate things to her dogs and recording it for money online. On top of that, this time she had an accomplice. And there are people out there defending her over this. We're going to go over all of that later on. I'm pretty sure the majority of you out there adore dogs and cats and pretty much any other animal you could think of. I have a soft spot in my heart for them. They make the world seem like a less awful place, especially when human beings are often the cause of the world feeling awful. More specifically, the person we will be talking about today. Talking about situations like this really make me upset, but I find it important to discuss because people like this should not be getting gratification online and should be discussed so that way other people know that it's wrong. Although this one seems like it's common sense. Unfortunately, there are people out there who like dogs a little too much. In April of last year, I made a video discussing a woman and a community of people who do disgusting things to their dogs, and this woman in particular was arrested for it. Well, she was just arrested again for the same crime. And by the same crime, I don't mean the same crime that took place a year ago. I mean, she was arrested for a crime that took place a year ago, got out of jail, committed the crime again, and was arrested again, according to articles and information that we will be going over today. At the end of this video, though, I surprisingly have some good news aside from the fact that she went back to jail. There have been some positive updates on some of the dogs she has affected, for a lack of better term, since we're still in the beginning of this video. To refresh your memory, or in case you didn't see my previous video, this is Denise Frazier, a now 20-year-old woman from Mississippi who would constantly make TikToks and other social media posts advertising inappropriate content that she would make with her dogs. In April of 2023, Denise was arrested after a video spread of her having unnatural relations with a German Shepherd behind a Baptist church.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Actually, let me correct myself here. I obviously have to dance around the term for YouTube's policies, especially being so early on in this video, and also since they've been much stricter lately. This is more than just unnatural relations. The word that I want to use begins with the letter R. A majority of Denise's social media accounts have been removed since the last time I have discussed her on this channel, but I still have some of the screenshots and clips from many of her deleted accounts that were shared in my previous videos. And let me be clear, none of these clips that were on her public social media were as bad as the videos she was arrested over. I have not seen those videos, but the police who have arrested her described them to be so disturbing that they couldn't even go into detail about them. Back when Denise was on social media, she would constantly show off different dogs in several videos, and to this day, I still have no idea where she got all of these animals from. Where is she getting all of these dogs from? I don't know. I have no idea how many dogs this woman has. She has multiple TikToks with several different dogs. Where do you get these dogs from? And a lot of them are puppies when she's showing them off, and then you don't see them again afterwards. Or if you do see them again afterwards, it's like for 1 or 2 more videos, and then she has another new dog. Are these all your dogs? Or some of them your friends' dogs? Or like, where are you getting them? As I've mentioned, I do have some good updates on a couple of these dogs, but for many of these dogs, I'm unsure of where they ended up. It's my hope that they've been placed in a better environment and in loving homes after this awful situation. In 2023, when her TikTok and other social media accounts were still active, no videos of her directly engaging with her dogs were posted on those public platforms to my knowledge. It seems like anything she did post was behind a paywall, such as OnlyFans, but I think even OnlyFans removed her account. That being said, however, many of the videos she posted to her public social media were still disgusting and had extremely suggestive and inappropriate content in it. The worst one being a video of Denise twerking in her dog's face, which I can't even show the full video here on YouTube for obvious reasons, so I'm blurring it out. I don't know how this lasted as long as it did on TikTok. It's disgusting. There was another video that was posted to her at the time TikTok account that looked like an advertisement for her content. The video showed clips of her dogs, including the German Shepherd, then a clip of her holding adult toys, and then a clip of her holding a wad of cash. After this TikTok was posted, Denise must have received some sort of backlash because she then posted another TikTok stating, "For all those bitches who have some nerves to say I effed my dog, like nah, the only dog I effed was yo boy. So stop saying it if it ain't true. Only my true friends would stick up for me. All I have to say is F y'all mother effer." After she posted posted this video, she posted another TikTok captioning it with "all my true friends," and all of her friends in the video were animals. Shortly after is when she was arrested for the first time for the videos that she recorded of her dogs. In my previous video, I've gone over articles covering this situation at the time. In one of those articles, it mentioned how she could potentially face up to 10 years in prison for these actions. At the time, there were 3 dogs mentioned to have been victimized by Denise, and articles reported that they were being treated medically after the incident occurred. Another article mentioned that Denise stated she was forced into doing this, and that people were paying her to perform in videos, but that the video she made with her male service dog was against her will, allegedly. Authorities have reported that there was no evidence that she was forced into doing this. By the way, the service dog is supposedly the German Shepherd that was in the video behind the church. Let's take a look at this affidavit with a bit more detail in it, and be warned, this is not for the faint of heart. When I say there's more details in this, I mean some of the details are pretty gruesome. On April 4th, 2023, Deputy Blank, I'm gonna redact their name, received information of a female who was having, for YouTube we're going to replace that with inappropriate relations with a dog. During the initial investigation by the deputy, she was able to identify and locate the female. She was identified as Denise Nicole Frazier of Mississippi. The deputy spoke to Frazier after Mirandizing her, and Frazier admitted that she was the one in the video, but stated she was forced to do it. Frazier also advised that it occurred a year ago in a different location in Mississippi. Later on this date, the deputy received several more videos of Frazier having relations with a German Shepherd. Videos depicted Frazier's repeatedly inserting what appears to be lower parts of a male animal inside her private area. A video also showed a German Shepherd, which the deputy saw at the residence. The videos were from a social media application called Snapchat. At the top left of the video, it showed a geocentric GEO location, which is the location that this arrest took place in Mississippi. Snapchat uses device location through GPS, Wi-Fi, and/or cell phone tower data to provide location of said device. A screenshot of an iCloud shared photos of the videos and showed the dates of February 23rd to 28th, 2023. The above-mentioned facts and circumstances led the affiant to believe, and therefore the affiant does believe, that on or about the dates of February 23rd through February 28th, 2023, Denise Nicole Frazier did willfully, unlawfully, and feloniously, being a person, did have unnatural relations with one or more domesticated animals, one being a male German Shepherd, and recorded it via electronic device. In this first arrest, Denise's bond was set to $25,000, and she was ordered to stay away from animals until after her trial. I'm assuming that bond was taken care of because she was released from jail, but it wasn't for a very long period of time, because less than a year later she was arrested again. So I actually found out she was arrested again from another creator, Repzilla. You can check his video linked in the description below. He went into even more information about this entire situation. An article written on WDAM reported, and by the way, again, I'm redacting certain words because of YouTube and also privacy information, a woman arrested and charged with unnatural relations and aggravated animal cruelty in a county last year was booked into the local county jail Thursday on new but similar charges. Denise Nicole Frazier, age 20, was arrested and booked into custody at 5:57 p.m. Thursday. She was charged with attempted unnatural relations and unnatural relations. Relations is replacing the word. According to the county jail roster, Frazier's bond was set Friday morning at $10,000 on each charge during her first appearance before the county justice office court judge. The judge also revoked Frazier's previous county bond, where she had been arrested and charged with similar crimes in April of 2023. The county justice court said that the county sheriff's office is investigating the case. A spokesperson for the county sheriff's office declined to release any information citing the ongoing investigation. Another suspect associated with the case, 18-year-old Skylar English of a different county, was arrested earlier Thursday afternoon, charged with accessory before the fact. His bond was set by the judge Friday morning at $10,000. The new charges were brought forward after a county sheriff's department investigator received a tip about the video that appeared to show a pregnant Frazier having relations with a dog. The information was referred to the county law enforcement. A then 19-year-old Frazier had been arrested in 2023 by deputies and charged with unnatural relations / aggravated animal cruelty for allegedly allegedly having S with a German Shepherd. At this time, her bond was set at $25,000. The judge also ordered that Frazier stay away from animals. An official said screenshots of the latest video appeared to show Frazier violating her county bond conditions. As you can see mentioned in this article, it seems that this time another person was involved. There isn't much information regarding this person other than it being mentioned that Skylar was an accessory to the situation, but it's interesting to know that she is not the only one involved in this now. Since Denise's previous arrest in 2023, she had also gotten pregnant. As previously mentioned, many of her social media accounts have been banned. It seems like she'd make new accounts after being banned, and then those accounts would eventually be banned as well. There are some TikTok accounts still out there with videos of her, but I'm unsure which ones, if any, are really her or not. There currently is a Facebook and Twitter account, which are both still active at the time of recording this video, which the Twitter at least seems to legitimately be her, since in videos posted to the Twitter account, she says the Twitter username and the date of the recording, and that date lines up with the time that the videos were posted.
January 25th, 2024, I'm Denise Frazier on Twitter, and the other account is fake. Hey Twitter, I'm Denise Frazier, any other pages are fake. January 31st, 2024. Hey guys, it's February 20, 2024, and I'm Denise Frazier.
What leaves people confused is that there are still active posts on this page despite her supposedly being in jail. I am unsure if this is actually her having access to social media in jail, if this is somebody posting on her behalf, or if somebody is just really good at pretending to be her when it's not. This includes one post from May 7th claiming that she had been freed, which if she was freed, it wouldn't be for that long, since on May 14th she was booked into another jail. So by all means, take what I'm going to share with a grain of salt, but we are going to take a look at some of the things that were posted on this account. On March 1st, a post was made claiming, "I got arrested again, although my face wasn't even clearly in the video, so they can't prove it was me. I had to bond out. Why am I being targeted? I'm innocent. I got arrested yesterday." And then below is a post of her mugshot along with a picture of her and another dog. On March 5th, this Twitter account states, "I've owned 5 dogs and he is hands down my favorite lover. Parents would be home and he'd still pound my soul out." I fucking hate it here. On March 6th, a tweet was made asking, "Does anybody know if these will work on dogs?" I've blurred out the image, obviously, for YouTube, but this is basically a screenshot of a product that people use to make customized adult toys, and she, or whoever wrote this, wanted to know if this would work on a dog's genitalia. I don't know what else to call it. I don't even care who said this, be it her or somebody else pretending to be her. What is wrong with you? But of course, as always, it gets worse. I low-key want to film a fire truck scene with a Dalmatian. This is disgusting. The comments underneath it were even worse. But we'll get to those commenters in a moment. While looking into this, I also found another tweet from one of her old suspended accounts that stated, "Here's the issue I have with people on Twitter. I know for a fact that what I do with my dogs is normal. You all do it too. It's been normal. Ask your aunts, sisters, moms, nieces, they do it too. But Americans are hypocrites. Europeans support me though. They are real over there." And then underneath it had a correction. For context, this user was arrested for bestiality. The only European Union countries that don't have a ban are Hungary, Finland, and Romania. Most of Europe has laws making bestiality and zoophilia illegal. There's also been archives showing older tweets from her, again, previous Twitter account, some of which included statements like this. "I didn't do it and they arrested me anyways. The things you read online aren't true about me. Men love persecuting women just so they can feel better, just like they did with the Salem witch trials. Why won't men just make their own countries that only they live in?" The most annoying thing about getting out of jail is seeing how people are so judgmental. Yes, I did it in a church, but some of you don't even go to church. Some of you are judging me, but God didn't judge me. At the end of the day, I think I'm cute and very smart. I don't know if this is out of pocket to say, but I don't care. I think the worst type of people are the people that use going to church as an excuse to get away with whatever the they want. Also, to point out the 1,000-pound elephant in the room, she was doing stuff to her dog behind a church. That's a little bit different than receiving Holy Communion, Denise. She also threatened to sue news websites for reporting on her arrest because they didn't ask for her permission to post about her. That's really interesting. They posted your story without your consent? They reported on public information, by the way. Most of that information, in fact, was presented by you directly, because you were the one that, recorded these videos and posted them online. This one's bad. I just learned about Tupac. I honestly feel like I am reincarnated as him, and that's why so many people hate me. Oh god. No. If this person wasn't already arrested for this twice, I would assume that she is nothing more than a troll. Unless there is somebody else pretending to be her online and using this account, which, again, as I've mentioned, is harder to believe with those videos of her saying her username, but who knows? But even still, there is an entirely different level of delusion going on that I can't even comprehend. S really gets you in shape, and that's why every girl needs to be paired with a dog. Abs don't lie. Good afternoon. They had me in jail with a girl who ended the lives of her kids. She said, "What are you in here for?" I said, "Effing my dogs every day." She got up and busted out laughing, and we became friends. I don't even know if I can read this one out loud, not just because of YouTube, but because I don't want to throw up in my mouth. The most important part out of this, for context though, is the fact that she says she's never going to change at the end of this sentence. So if this account truly was her, then that would mean she had written all of this after her first arrest. And that would also mean she had been openly admitting that she would do this again. And she did, allegedly, since she was arrested for it twice. Another article written by the Leader Call reported this. By the way, I believe this was also featured in Repzilla's video as well. An informant provided a video that shows a very pregnant Frazier having S with a dog that appears to be a Siberian Husky mix about 2 weeks before she gave birth to a baby. It was determined that the video was made in Redacted County, so Blank turned over the informations to authorities there. I feel like this is redundant, but I just have to say it. It's not only bad enough that you do this and then get arrested for it, but then as soon as you get out of jail, you're right back at it. How vile do you have to be a person like that? Remember that Twitter account I mentioned a few moments ago? The most recently active one? That account, if it truly is her, linked a Facebook account where she has made even more recent posts, allegedly. One of those posts stated that she is still in jail but slept with an officer to gain access to her social media through a phone. I don't know how true that is or if such a thing is even possible. But whether or not this is her, I imagine it was said because people were questioning the page's legitimacy. If it somehow is true, I'd assume that this isn't a recent photo because that does not look like a jail cell. The posts made on this page are similar to the posts made on her previous Twitter accounts, her TikTok accounts, trying to normalize this behavior and victimizing herself despite the true victims being the dogs she abused. Speaking of which, the most recent post stated, "I'm tired, so I will address my haters. When y'all say what I do to a dog is abuse, then that must also mean when you use a toy, you are abusing yourself. Everyone who does that to themselves are abusing themselves. When is giving something a form of abuse? A lot of y'all are just hating because I can be open while y'all have to keep secrets." Is it even worth taking the extra time to dissect this and explain how not only are these things not comparable, but how this post is also absolutely delusional? To put it simply, yes, this is animal abuse. It's also claimed by Denise time and time again that all women do this, that all women R-word their dogs, that this is a normal thing. I'm here to say as a woman, no, that's not a normal thing. What she's saying is obviously false, and the world she's living in right now is entirely delusional. While diving into this both for this video and my previous video, there definitely is a community of people who find this behavior to be acceptable, and we'll talk about the details of that in a moment. In my opinion, this is no different than the map community, for example. There will always be groups of people who try to normalize reprehensible things, but that does not mean that everyone or even most people are like this, even if there are groups online with several accounts believing in this type of stuff. Outside of this situation, in real life, I have never met a single person who has ever expressed any interest in anything like this. Of course, as we can see with these comments, that doesn't mean people like this don't account exist. What I'm saying is that's not normal. Most people do not want to F their dogs. And just to be perfectly clear, it is absolutely abusive. There's even this post stating, I got worshipped like a goddess in my Telegram group, but on Facebook, because the people aren't as smart as people who use Telegram, they result to being mean. Typical low IQ behavior. And the same girls who hate on me do it too. I just got caught with my dog. If you see a girl with a dog in their videos and pictures, they are just like me. They just haven't gotten caught.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Again, she's insisting that this behavior is normal and even claims that those who criticize her do this too. I think she's desperately trying to justify this in any way that she can, when the reality is most people are just concerned for the dogs and outraged that somebody would hurt them like this. I would like to put emphasis on most people, however, because unfortunately there are other people out there like Denise that are in her comments and associating with her in this weird clique of degenerate animal abuse. Even if it's not the majority of people in the world who agree with her, she does have many followers out there that support what she does. I love your videos with your pets. We love you, baby girl. Don't sweat the haters. Excellent for you. You're the best. My favorite social media girl. She's beautiful and erotic as hell. I'd love to be in a room with them sometime. And I hope they don't give her the whole 10 years. All the people who are so shocked probably off to her as soon as they could be alone. I just love women. And apparently dogs too, I guess. And here are some comments on this Twitter post that we've already read earlier, the I've owned 5 dogs and he's hands down my favorite lover post. That's so beautiful. Keep it up. Don't ever change your love patterns. Lucky dog. That's something I'd like to see. And more comments on this account's post state, I like what you're doing and I love how open you are. Dog girls are simply the best. Hello, beautiful. I'm not from your country, but I follow you because what you do is fascinating. Don't pay attention to all those haters, people. They are people who are prejudiced and puritanical. Greetings. I hope you read my comment and have a nice day this February 14th. Nothing wrong with having S with dogs. More likely to catch something from a fellow human being than a dog. And this is just a handful of tons of different comments. Again, this really seems to be similar to other communities that try to normalize harmful behaviors, but no matter how hard they try to normalize it, this is not okay. But Denise fails to see this despite being arrested for it twice now. Hopefully this time she stays in jail and whoever has her child can take care of it. There's also been several posts on several different accounts of her or whoever is operating the accounts alleging disturbing relations, not with just her animals, but also her family members. I don't want to go too deep into that in today's video, just in case anything on these accounts are inaccurate in any way, even with the videos, like I mentioned earlier, of her saying her username and confirming the dates. I just want to be on the safe side because these accusations are really, really disturbing. But to put it briefly, she sounds like she herself was victimized if what was said was true. But even if that is true, that doesn't give her the excuse to go and victimize others, in this case dogs, and hopefully no other human beings. I genuinely hope that her child's okay and that they're in a safe environment away from all of this horrific shit. Before we go, I wanted to give an update on 2 of the dogs that were involved in this situation, one being a puppy named Luke and the other being the German Shepherd, whose name is now Gunner. Posts were made when both were taken in by this group. I'm going to redact the name on Facebook for privacy, but I'll leave their website in the description if you'd like to donate to them. I want to take a look at a more recent post regarding this situation after Denise was arrested again. This has been on my mind since the last time she was arrested and is my 2 cents, so you can take it or leave it. In our line of work, we see a lot of addiction, mental illness, poverty, and ignorance playing a role in animal neglect and cruelty. And you know what? The vast majority of those people don't reoffend once their animals are removed. Some only need a welfare check and advice to do better. In my opinion, mental illness is not an excuse here. She could have sought treatment after her arrest last year. She didn't. She knew very well what she was doing and actively sought to get famous for it. I'm sorry, but I do not believe for a second that therapy or a mental institution is going to help her. Not right now. With mental illness and addiction, you have to want to get better. You have to actively work to complete steps and programs, take your medications, and participate in therapy. Nothing about this woman seems to say she is ready, willing, or wanting to change. She was arrested, knew she'd face jail time and felony charges, and loudly and proudly continued her behavior. I know no better place for her right now other than jail. Perhaps the weight of her actions and the consequences she is facing will finally sink in and open her heart and mind for help. The jokes have already started, acting like this is a victimless crime. As somebody who lives with one of her victims, I can can assure you it's not. I have seen how he reacts to people who look like her. It's not with excitement, enthusiasm, or desire. It's frozen in place, tail tucked, stress and anxiety. Luke the puppy may not have been a victim for one of her videos, but still suffered seizures for months after his rescue. What she did is not cute or funny. For those who think it's hilarious, pretend it's your daughter or sister. Would you be laughing then? Proud? I think not. I hope she gets to a point where she really wants help and can turn her life around. Not for her, because I don't have it in me to want good things for her, but for the sake of her child, I hope she does. That child deserves a life without the stigma of what her mother did. They do not need to be another victim of her attempt at fame. That baby is innocent in all of this. If you can't find sympathy for the animals, for goodness sake, have some for the child. How humiliating this will be for them to discover one day. My heart aches for them. For her, I have no sympathy, but it's so sad. She needs help. No, she is not a child who doesn't know better. She is a grown-ass adult who played stupid games and deserves the consequences her actions get her with the offer of help. Barring illness or death, I will be there in court every time, watching and praying for justice. For Gunnar, Luke, and the victims whose names we won't ever know. So yes, what Denise has done to these dogs did cause severe issues for them. Despite what Denise claims, which is that she was doing good for them, this poor German Shepherd is traumatized, and the other puppy, Luke, suffered from seizures. The good news is that both of these dogs are now in a happier environment. Luke was adopted and seems to be very happy. Gunnar, at one point named Gunther, seems to be doing better as well. This is a more recent photo I've seen of him on their page. With him and a toy, he looks really happy and cute, and it just seems like his life is in much better hands now. I hope they both live the rest of their lives as happy and stress-free as possible. And I hope all of the other dogs that Denise had are also okay, rehomed, and are living happy lives. Like I mentioned, I will be leaving the link in the description for the website, but I'm not going to be leaving their Facebook linked in the description because I feel like that has private information on it. I just wanted you to see that the dogs are doing well. I wanted you to see what they had to say about the way that their lives have been affected by Denise, because she is trying to say that it's no big deal when it clearly was. And I want it to be known that this is wrong. And for some reason, it's not common sense for some people. Before we go, there's another fundraiser that I'd like to mention. It's the same one that I mentioned in my previous video. There is a whole bunch of links that I'll link in the description of my video, including a group that gathers a lot of different people's fundraisers to try and help them out in Palestine. There's one person that I mentioned in my previous video named Dr. Muhammad Al-Tala. I will be linking his fundraiser in the description below. It's his GoFundMe. He is almost at his goal and every little bit helps, so if you want to lend a helping hand, check out that link in the description below. I'm also going to be linking the website of the organization that helped Gunnar, as well as Luke, the dogs mentioned in this video, if you want to go and donate to them as well. Oh, also, one thing I want to address really quick, I know a lot of people have been pointing this out, which is my camera's been a little out of sync. Right now, I think what the problem is, I have it hooked up to OBS, so I don't actually record anything directly through my camera. I don't have an SD card reader. I used to have an adapter. I don't think I brought that with me when I moved, so I think I have to get another one. When I do, I'll be able to film longer segments like I used to, but these segments have been shortened to minimize any out of sync issues because that has been happening in my previous few videos. Something happened. I had unplugged the cord from my camera, which is connected to my computer, and when I plugged it back in, ever since, it has not been the same. I've tried a million different things to try and get it back to the way it was, and nothing is working, and apparently the frame rates have been dropping like crazy. It looks alright when I'm recording it like this, but then when I go and edit it, it just is a mess. So that is why there is less actual footage of me and more voiceover. I'm trying my best to get it fixed. Hopefully, I can resolve it as quickly as possible. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Thank you so much to everybody supporting me over on Patreon. Thank you so much to anybody who has given a super thanks. With that being said, I will see you in the next video where we hopefully never have to talk about this woman again. And with that being said, here are some cute Chester outtakes to end this video on a positive note.
What's the matter, Mr. Handsome Man? They were asking about you. They were asking how you're doing. Yeah, how are you doing? I don't think that this is the best video for you to be in. I really think that you should sit this one out for your own well-being, because we have a pretty interesting discussion to have, and I guess he's pretty opinionated on the situation as well. Do you want to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Yeah?